Greetings, galactic warriors of the rainbow tribes of New Earth. Waking up, rising up. Today commences the new wave spell, one of the most powerful wave spells in the Mayan mythos. The synchronicity, the teachings that speak right to the psyche, directly to the superconscious, the inner conscious mind. And today commences 10 days in a row of galactic activation portals. We'll speak on this later. So for today, which is 1001 coming in, 7/12/2020, there's also a 222 portal. So for today and the next 9 days into the 21st, which will be a mirror of the 12th, and also a 222 portal, we have 10 days in a row of galactic activation. So each day from today forward, the energies will keep building. The power, the intensity, the chi, the life force will be multiplying, magnifying, and accelerating with infinite, expanding creator source, tapping into our pure, divine, infinite light, the golden light of Buddha, of Christos, of Source Creator. Today, we had a couple synchronic gamma waves coming in on the Schumann resonance. Earlier today, we had an 18 hertz, which is connected to the 9, and 58. So together, we have the connection to the 8-8 portal. And this red serpent wave spell, this is intense fire. This is connected also with the heat waves around this world, around the realm. Also connected to the trinity of the 3 eclipses with the ring of fire. Also today, the ring of fire around the Pacific was totally lit up with these earthquakes. Throughout the day, we had multiple trinity earthquakes, swarms in 3 throughout this realm in key portals, key locations. It was also reported more flooding all over the world, specifically today, and also connected to the trinity of earthquakes on the ring of fire. Indonesia has been having severe floodings for 3 days. All these powerful earth changes are what Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, taught through his clairvoyancy. Edgar Cayce was born March 18, 3/18, 1877. So in there we have the 1818, which is connected to the 99, and also the 88 Lionsgate in Christian County, Kentucky. And he ascended January 3rd, 1945, Virginia Beach, Virginia. And he taught for many years through his prophecies. Much of his teachings were about natural healing, health, and he also talked about Atlantis and the coming golden age, the new earth, the age of Aquarius, that these great changes would be occurring around this realm, and that Earth itself will look very different after this great shift, this great awakening, which are many of the things that we talk about on this channel. Today we had 109 M1.5 or greater earthquakes. The whole grid is totally lit up again. That's synchronic with the 19. So earlier today we had this line, this trinity from China with a 4.7 at 7:03 UTC, 33 latitude, 102 longitude. So we have the 73 code and the 33. And then down into southern China on the Vietnam border, in Jeju, 22 longitude, 102 latitude, 521. We had a 4.3. Then again on the 102 longitude, 5 degrees south of the equator. So these are all lined up to the 12-12-12, connected to, actually it's the 102, but when we reduce it in numerology, we have the 12-12-12 on the 12th. And this was in Indonesia where the severe flooding is going on. And also when you line this up on the 102 is where some of this flooding is going on. We have a 4.6 in Indonesia. So we have the 510 also encoded in this synchronicity, and that was 41 kilometers depth. So we have 5 and 155 kilometers from Bengkulu, Indonesia. We also had a trinity in this tail up in the northern part of Alaska, Kodiak Island, 3.2. The Alaska Peninsula by Sandpoint, a 3.7. And then the third in the Aleutian Islands, Fox Islands, a 4.6. So one right after another with that trinity. We also had another trinity in China with a 4.7. That was the one at 703. Then the 4.3, and then creating the pyramid in Okinawa, Japan with a 4.4. So we have the 44 code, 141 kilometers depth. We have the 144, and then 17 hours ago, we had a 3.0 in Mentone, Texas. We also had a trinity of earthquakes in the Philippines, in Puerto Rico. There was a 4.5 in the Philippines, but the trinity, one right after another, Puerto Rico. We also had the most powerful earthquake today, 5.3 in Nicaragua. That's in Central America. 11 latitude, 86 longitude, 5.3 at 22:38 UTC. We had another powerful earthquake today in China in the sacred Kunlun Mountains in the foothills of Kunlun, Middle Dantian Heart Center, 4.1 at 22:10 UTC. And also one of the most northern tips of South America in Venezuela. Venezuela had a powerful 5.1 magnitude. And this is at the 9 degrees north latitude, 69.915 longitude, 22.2 miles from El Tocuyo off the coast of Venezuela. So you have the 69, the 99, and the 222 with the 5.1 earthquake at 15:08 UTC. So daily now, these activations are lighting up the whole grid. This is part of the ascension of Pachamama with all her children, all sentient beings being lifted with these activations and what we call upgrades, uploads, downloads through all these synchronicities that we're all experiencing. We'll start today's first transmission from Divine Sistar of the Light, Judith Kusel. This is time when we need to transcend duality, all separative thinking and belief systems, all false programming. We literally are in a huge transformation phase where we finally need to master the collective lessons of Atlantis and the destruction wrought and find the deepest wholeness within. Wholeness brings healing. We finally know with surety that there are no they are we, you are me, I am you. What I see in you is there within me too. I embrace all of me, the shadow and the light. I am that I am. I am the rest of humanity. It is a time of deep introspection, as well as understanding that we are all here to serve the greater whole. We are not here to condemn. We are not here to judge. What we condemn and judge is merely ourselves and all we have not loved nor owned within ourselves. As we heal humanity. As we transcend duality within and embrace wholeness, we become the wholeness of humanity. It is a deep inner transformation which is taking place. Yes, we are being challenged. Yes, we are being confronted with the shadows, not to deny them, but to embrace them and to finally transcend into wholeness, atoneness with all that is, the oneness of all. It is not found outside ourselves. It is found within. We need to take responsibility for our own life and fully embrace the oneness, the unity within. I am that I am. I am my brother, sister. I am you. You are me. I am the whole of creation. I am divinity. I am love. I am light. I am balance. I am harmony. I am that I am. From JudithKusel.com. And today from Sparks of Divine Light Healing, from the 12th through the 24th of July 2020, we have 10 days in a row that are all galactic activation portal days. We are in a powerful space from now until then. It also means we are going to go through some intense upgrades. Expect a ton of light codes to come in during this time, especially since the 25th is the Galactic New Year. We have new energies pouring in and things will continue to shift around. Many people are still feeling the energies of the 3 eclipses we had. We may feel the aftermath of these energies for the next several months. Mercury has shifted direct as it today, so that will bring some relief. Communication should be a lot smoother in the next couple of weeks. However, the next 2-week shadow period has begun. Expect things to continue to be flaky when it comes to technology and travel. This is actually a really good time to unplug and spend some extra time with yourself. Chiron shifted retrograde yesterday. This will probably bring up these old childhood issues you need to further resolve. The Chiron retrograde will actually be much needed as we have a lot of healing left to do. Some of that is some deep shadow work. Make sure you're not going too deep into your past during this period. It's important that we are staying in the light. This is a good time to get professional and seek out some help from a healer if needed. Retrograde season is far from over as we still have Pluto, Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn still in retrograde. At this point, you should have lots of clarity as to what to be working on. We are also preparing for the Lion's Gate portal. This will be huge this year. We can expect to see tons of fireballs this month as well. People have been seeing the comet Neowise streaking across the sky globally this past week. We can expect it to stay visible the entire month of July. Things are going to continue to intensify for the remainder of the year. 2020 is to prepare us for 2021. Expect a massive surge of energies the remainder of this year from sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. And again, in today's transmission, the images are from different photographs of Neowise, and we spoke a little bit about this yesterday. The synchronism of the wisdom of the One, Neo being an anagram of one, the oneness, divine source creator, tapping into your inner light, your inner wisdom, your infinite potential, your infinite creativity, and what we call your infinite multidimensional self, which exists in all realms, all timelines. Anything you can imagine is this, here now. So a couple of these images we saw with this Neowise comet in today's video is over Glastonbury Tor, which is a very powerful portal connected to Avalon, Merlin, Guinevere, King Arthur, the Camelot, the Sacred Chalice, the Womb of Gaia, also connected to the New Eden, which is also being termed New Avalon, meaning the land of paradise. It means many things, but when we say Avalon or Eden or New Earth, we're talking about heaven on earth many times. And also, I forgot to mention, 2 new crop circles were posted today on different social media sites. One was a trinity of spheres with a pyramid in the middle. Pyramid, one interpretation is fire in the middle, pyramid. Ra's connected with the fire. Also, the center of a pyramid is a natural vortex is created, which is the Kundalini energy, or the rising up, the levity. It connects to what we call anti-gravity or levity, the rising up, the lifting up, the mirror of gravity, levity, and that's that sacred portal that's within your sacred vessel. With these upgrades coming in to our vessel through the DNA code, through our genetics, and ultimately through our consciousness. We see the shift, the Great Awakening, as a consciousness thing, and that affects simultaneously the physical vessel. So we say the quantum leap of consciousness from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, beings of light, light beings. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Elizabeth Peru. Can you feel it? Mercury has just moved direct, and there are still 5 planetary retrogrades. Global energy could feel unstable at present. There's a crossover happening. As you look back to mid-June and all that's transpired in your life since, an overriding theme becomes clear, revealing truth, being real. We've seen it globally, and it's set to continue. From ElizabethPeru.com, and today from the Archangelic Calendar, Gaia is in an intense fire setting and is really in the mood to transmute. We will be following her lead in today's assignments. She is moving with incredible speeds, and it is clear that she is making her divine self in the preference of the new race of human beings that are emerging. There is something special about this date, and it's not just emotions that we see in the ether. There is more than darkness coming to light on this date. Something holy and substantial is brewing from the depths of our souls. Many of us have the benefit of a clear vision of our past and future lives. Still, for the benefit of those who do not recall, we know this as the same feeling that you received when you enter the gates of Eden, aka timeline and galactic settings, nearby to the expansion of infinitely expanding creator source. This is becoming abundantly clear based upon the timing of our metaphysical works, which are almost instantaneous. This brings me to the elephant in the room. Yesterday we placed an infinity symbols on the foreheads of lost children and shipping containers. A few moments later, Wayfarer was outed as trafficking children. This was executed by our rebel and lightworker legions, who are the best of the best. There should be no problem finding where these shipping containers are located, because there is now a money trail. An excellent job, everyone. The hearts of every angel sings your praises. Thank you on behalf of the millions of children that you have saved. We have become an extremely efficient function of the living universe, and this cannot be overstated at the moment, because we are fulfilling the prophecy, and then some. This also indicates that our position in space-time is utterly perfect, as we succeeded as a group on this task in real time. It doesn't matter who does or does not notice our efforts, because infinitely expanding Creator Source most certainly does, and this is the driving force behind this group. There is nothing that cannot be accomplished when the sum of the whole has given you the reins to do so. There is no denying our power and the personal responsibility that it brings. We have become extremely accurate, and hopefully the many new people who are hearing this will understand that this is not a literary work. This is a coordinated effort of multidimensional legions that the Lightworker Legion uses to coordinate the world-changing energy work. The only reason why this is not in a full debriefing style is that there are so many new people, and again, our veterans really need to help the new people, because this must seem overwhelming for them. Ultimately, your job is to remain with those that are confused, to look inside and figure it out. We cannot compare to the teacher within themselves, therefore just keep pointing them back inside. When they are ready, they will join us in the assignments. This is not for the faint of heart, and the goal, divine cooperation in all matters, supersedes all other things. Ever notice that when something is real, how fast mainstream media brings up a counterclaim? This was the case for Wayfarer, as well as the report that Ellen jumped off her own roof. If someone goes out of their way to tell you something in a knee-jerk reaction of denial, you know for sure that they are covering something up. It's like being caught with crumbs on your face while claiming not to have opened the cookie jar. No one believes it. Archangel Metatron led a full-on attack on the malevolent beings hiding in the sacred space Falun Dafa has created. This battle is still going on, and you can assist in today's assignments, but I must stress that the CCP's source of power, and you will find many famous demonic beings inside these hallways, so be ready. The Schumann resonance has failed, and it could actually read what is happening at the moment. It would be hitting well into the hundreds. That being said, this is heavy transmutation energy, and it is no wonder modern instruments cannot gauge it accurately. We also need to note that this saga has not even begun for the general masses, and it will come back full circle to the CCP and their alliance with the Greys sooner or later. There is a blue dye called dicyanin, and when you paint this on a glass surface, it allows you to gain visual to access the non-physical. Not to get too logistical, it is because the spectrum of light that it reflects aids your mind's interpretation of non-physical reality, and it is not as magical as it may seem. This is why many of you have been targeted by organized darkness already. You should see how majestic you look from the other side. This also means that you have already succeeded, as they would not be trying to stop you otherwise. The tools for today's assignments are in the link in the description below. The assignments for today are to combat the decide and divide agenda happening here on Earth. We will be weaving a rainbow web of energy that connects the hearts of all living beings of Gaia. We are one. We live in a multidimensional ocean. We are mere drops therein. Let's do this. Gaia wants our most powerful transmutation flames possible. Engulf the entire planet with a violet flame for at least a 99 count. Engulf the entire planet with a rainbow flame for at least a 99 count. There is a sub-realm that was created when the subconscious of the beautiful practitioners of Falun Dafa gathered enough energy to create it. It is located on the 6th dimension, and it is infested with demonic energies at the moment. Go in guns blazing with sword and shield, and send them directly to infinitely expanding Creator Source via a direct portal. We have already mentioned that their area has some famous demonic energies hiding there. Go in with Violet Flame and then Sword and Shield. B and M are there. If you are uncertain who that is, this part of the assignment is not for you. Be sure you send them packing once and for all. The one in the middle is on our side. Not sure who didn't get that memo? You can call any of our legions to go with you as well. We have already assigned the stealth legions to this task, as well as the heavy hitter dragon and archangelic legion members. There are still some last second temples that need to get online before the polar caps completely flip. Use a silver lightning burst to activate these temples, then direct the newly released ancient energy to all corners of the globe and continue to circulate them with great force. Our goal is to minimize the consequences of this, and for the most part we have done a very efficient job in doing so thus far. Activation targets: Temple of Ta, the temples of Abu Ghurab and Abu Sir in Memphis, Egypt. You must activate these three as one. Cavern of Archangel Michael, Carlsbad, New Mexico, the Central Peaks of Greenland, and the Sea Caves of Nova Scotia. Aho. From the archangelicalendar.com. And from the heart of Buddhism, to be a kind person. From the Avatamsaka Sutra, all living beings are its roots. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are its flowers and fruits. By benefiting all beings with the water of great compassion, one can realize the flowers and fruits of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' wisdom. And from Galactic Destiny Readings from Christina Papagiorgio, the Red Serpent Wavespell, Kins 105 through 117, 12 through 24, July 2020, Mind the Gap. Ready, set, go, here we go. Down the slippery slide. 10 galactic activation portal days in a row of intense energies. Today we begin the first round of 10 successive gap galactic activation days. The interdimensional doorways are flung wide open, flooding our planet with new energies that are now available for us to access and become conduits for this new 5D energy. These gap days mean we have a rocket fuel ignition for this cycle. Get ready to blast off. Red Serpent, power of life force and survival. The Serpent Wavespell is the 9th Wavespell in a total of 20 cycles, so we are nearly halfway through the Zolkin journey as we conclude the year of the White Magnetic Wizard. This Wavespell occurs in the 6th vertical column of the Sacred Mayan Zolkin calendar. This calendar is a 260-day cycle comprising of the 20 solar seals, tribes, and the 13 tones of creation. 13 times 20 equal 260. The Tzolk'in holds a 1320 harmonic frequency code reflecting natural time. Each cycle of the Tzolk'in is called a galactic spin. It forms a golden mean spiral staircase, symbolizing our soul's evolutionary ascension journey. Each time we complete the 260-day cycle, we reach a higher point frequency in our evolution. Galactic activation portal days. The Tzolk'in is a holographic illustration of our universe. The black-green shaded squares of the Tzolk'in diagram represents gap days, and the whole 52 days form a picture known as the galactic butterfly, which is the Mayans call Hunabku, representing the galactic center. This is represented by kin 131, blue magnetic monkey. The red serpent wave spell is the most intense of all 20 wave spell. There are 10 gap days in a row starting on day 2. Gap days stand for galactic activation portal. This means that on gap days, interdimensional gateways are opened and accessible for earthlings. New energies flood onto the planet, forcing us to move forwards on our evolutionary journey. Intensity and amplification are the key words for gap days. If you resist, you find greater pressure and turbulence. If you surrender and let go, allowing the energies to enter you, you move ahead at a rapid pace. The outcome depends on your attitude. Whatever you are feeling will be amplified, both positive or negative, so be very conscious and mindful in order to co-create wisely. If you want to manifest something, now is the time. The good news is that on these 10 days, the veil between the worlds is thinner, and it's easier to access the Akashic records, guidance, and inspiration. When the veil is thin, the door is wide open. Any intense and sincere request to the universe to offer you support and assistance at this time will be answered. During this wave spell, we have an extra thin veil to the underworld and astral dimensions too, so lots of opportunities arise for cleansing, clearing, and purging these deep Plutonian serpent energies. We are uncovering the last dross at the bottom of the cesspool. The swamp is nearly drained now. Note, if you were born on a gap day, you have heightened intuitive gifts and are considered a portal who can activate others to evolve more rapidly. Looking at the Tzolk'in diagram, you will notice that there are 2 vertical columns with 10 successive gap days and then a middle column in between the gap columns. I liken this as a rite of passage. It always feels like we are entering the storm when we are in the serpent column. Then we get some respite in the middle to rest and balance, as though you are safe in the eye of the storm. After this rest period, you must leave the center to move out of the storm, turbulent energies, so there is no escape. We all must go through this purging, intensity, chaos, and transformation in order to rise again, like the proverbial phoenix rising from the ashes. How intense or chaotic you find it depends on your awareness and ability to remain detached, aligned, and balanced. This is why this process is often called the initiation by fire. The only way out is in. The serpent is beckoning you to shed your old skin, and shed it you must, by hook or by crook. The 2 wave spells containing these 10 gap days are the red serpent wave spell, and then the yellow seed wave spell. Anyone born during either of these 2 wave spells expresses extra intensity in their profile. The red serpent passage can be likened to entering a portal to a lesser 3D atmosphere down the rabbit hole, where you access the gifts and guidance offered there. Through your shamanic journeys, you traverse the central spine of 20 days with the gifts you just earned and been gifted before entering the other portal back to your 3D, 5D world through the yellow seed wave spell. It's always interesting to see where you've been spat out. Is the world you're inhabiting the same world that you left when you entered the red serpent wave spell? The red serpent wave spell concludes on July 24th, 2020, which also marks the final day in the year of the white magnetic wizard. On July 25th, we arrive in no man's land, the twilight zone known as the Day at a Time, DOOT, which is in a transitional interdimensional bridge between worlds, and this time it aligns with kin 118, the white magnetic mirror, giving us an ample opportunity to look at the ripples reflected by our footprints through the endlessness of time. So this current Serpent 13-day cycle is a pivotal one, enabling you to polish the dust, debris, and carbon matter from your crystalline diamond core essence, revealing your true beauty, ready to step up and take the reins with the renewed vigor in the turbulent and globally transformative year of the blue lunar storm, commencing on the July 26, 2020 portal. Now that is going to be a very wild ride. Buckle up, planetary kin. This roller coaster on Gaia is going into hyperdrive now. Star blossoms, this is an excellent period to shed your old skin and your old fears and scarcity programming, and consciously create magic with these super intensely powerful frequencies beaming down on our planet. A huge evolutionary opportunity is being gifted to us all. Take this time to rise from the ashes and fly high into the solar skies as the red serpent morphs into the newly birthed sky dragon tribe. Divine blessings for a safe journey through the fires of alchemical transmutation. Christina White Magnetic World Bridger, kin 66. So I wanted to correct myself. I realized that I was off a day. With all these timeline jumps, this is becoming normal. But the 10 gap days is from the 13th through the 22nd. Today on the 12th is a precursor to these 10 days. So this is the preparation mode for the 10 days starting tomorrow, the 13th. Or it might be today or yesterday, depending on when you're listening to this transmission. So the 13th to the 22nd. So the 22nd is more synchronic with the 2222 portal, which is also connected to the 44 and the 8 of the infinite, eternal, divine light. Today from the Zolkin Times, kin 105, red magnetic serpent. Magnetic is the name for the number 1, and its keywords are attract, unify, and purpose. It's the first day of an intense wave spell that contains 10 portal days in a row. This day also marks the first day of the third castle, called the Blue Western Castle of Burning. The Zolkin can be divided by 5 sections. These castles contain 4 wave spell, 1 of each color. This is the middle castle and the most intense, containing the red serpent, white mirror, blue monkey, and yellow seed wave spells, which also contains 10 portal days. So what does this mean? We must fasten our seatbelts for the next 52 days. Today is red serpent, which represents life force, survival, and instinct. The serpent is the most complex energy in the Zolkin. It represents transmuting poison, which symbolizes the poison within yourself, which you must spit out. Also, the serpent has very sensitive senses and feels the slightest vibration, which represents heightened awareness. Expect to feel very sensitive and alert during this wave spell. Most importantly, serpents shed their own skin. This renewal process represents transcendence. We can utilize this wave spell and renew ourselves, shedding our old life and embracing a new one. It is a tough journey, so prepare yourself. Furthermore, Kundalini energy lies in our base chakra, which is represented by a coiled serpent. When this coiled serpent uncoils and reaches the crown chakra, it is said enlightenment is reached. When the serpent stays too long in this chakra and the energy cannot move upwards as it should, it creates too much power in the base chakra, which can lead to sex obsession. If during this wave spell you find yourself feeling frisky, it's time to remember your chakras need balancing. Focus on uncoiling the serpent. The guide today is also red serpent, and so the snake leads the snake. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, red magnetic serpent, kin 105, 12 July 2020, attracting passion and life force. 12/7/2020 equal 12/7/4 equal 12/11 equal 3/2 equal 5. 12 great knowledge strength 3. Holy Trinity, joy, creativity. 7. Magic, spiritual, mystic, solitude. 11. Portal, gate, polarity. 4. Form, structure, foundation. 5. Freedom, liberation, change, transformation. Kin 105 equals 6. Heaven, Christ consciousness. Harmony, love, romance. A very mystical and magical day of great intensity, passion, and drive. Can you feel it? We are getting a huge dose of fire, intensity, and passion as we deep dive into the underworld. Mamma mia. Intense, intense, intense. Get ready to go down the slippery slide. Today is Triple Serpent Day, commencing the 9th wave spell in the sacred Mayan 260-day Tzolk'in calendar, and it is by far the most intense of all 20 wave spell. We have 10 gap days in a row. Yes, I said 10. OMG. Galactic activation portals are in their dimensional gateways, surging through greater cosmic energies onto the Earth plane. So buckle up and get ready to ride the rockiest roller coaster of the year. If you thought 2020 has been an insane year, just wait to experience what is coming next. Red Serpent promises lots of unpredictable, spontaneous events and awakenings over this 13-day cycle, so release all expectations and prepare for a wild ride. Today is day 1 in the Red Serpent wave spell of survival, instinct, Kundalini rising, life force, passion, and rapid transformation through shedding our old skin. You know that feeling when you are standing at the top of a huge water slide, or about to jump out of a plane or bungee jump off a cliff, and you have that moment of overriding terror rising up in your belly and your heart is pumping out of your chest. Well, that is where we are standing today. We are about to commence a 13-day process of totally stripping away the old you. The intensity and rawness of this cycle undoes us and brings us to a rawness that is akin to a great stripping away, stripping to the bone. Those skeletons in the closet will be revealed. Get ready to be turned inside out and reborn anew. Special note, on a global level, much will be revealed and unraveled, which is likely to cause shock and trauma from the serpent's action. So get ready to be the steady hand that calms the rocky boat. Tone of creation, magnetic, is the tone number 1. In the spiritual realm, as we initiate a new wave spell cycle, power attracts, action unifies, essence purpose. Day 1 of a new wave spell always starts with the magnetic tone of purpose. In the beginning was the One. From out of nothing here one comes, spinning happily, magnetizing all that it requires for more excellent adventuring. Once strong in purpose, all will effortlessly come together. The magnetic tone is all about attraction, attracting everything that you require to fulfill your purpose and your goals, people, resources, relationships, money, support, and all that you can imagine. The attraction seeks to unify all as one. Thus magnetic kin have a very strong connection to source and a gravitational pull to return there and bring all their buddies with them. The magnetic serpent is very sensual and alluring. The serpent possesses great charm and hypnotic powers to attract his followers to join his tribe. Get ready to be mesmerized. Tantric and Kundalini practices are heightened during this period, as well as drumming, trance work, dream work, lucid dreaming, hypnosis, and shamanic journeying. A very powerful time for self-transformation. Note, you may have more snakes and symbols appearing in your dreams during this cycle, as the snake also represents wisdom. Take note of what is revealed. This next 13-day cycle is an excellent time to use this power, passion, and pure life force as rocket fuel to launch your divine mission. Great forward momentum and opportunities arise for those souls brave enough to venture into the hot coals of the firewalk. Dare to rise, full steam ahead. The ultimate shamanic energy is to be open and receptive to many dimensions and be able to receive those energies and anchor them deep into our bodies in a state of timeless enchantment, retrieving healing wisdom and life force to restore our body, mind, and spirit. This enables us to continue our journey and life's mission with renewed purpose and passion. Today's question is, what do I need to shed in order to revitalize and heal my body, to fuel my passion and future direction through unity consciousness? So precious hearts, get ready and be prepared. The more that we let go of all that we think we are, the more present we will be for the intensity that will be dealt to us in this coming cycle. Our attitude and perception will determine how we travel through this life-shaking new cycle. The Serpent 10-day gap cycle is the most challenging of all the Tzolk'in cycles. Personally, I have never enjoyed this cycle as it has always shaken me to my boots. If we jump in first with gusto, we can really ride these waves of fire to our benefit. Be open to becoming like nothing you have ever been before. Open, beckon, welcome, magnetize, pure life force and passion. Good luck, star blossoms, and may the forces of light be with you during your shamanic journeys. Divine blessings for your safe journey through the fires of alchemical transmutation. A quick note on Kundalini. Floating in the deep waters of truth on the divine lotus is Atman, the universal soul. The sun rises and shines its light across the ocean of the unconscious. The Kundalini swims in this water of transcendence while awakening all of the primordial and cosmic energies within the inner self. The divine serpent spirals up into all states of consciousness and liberation towards the stargate of enlightenment. In Lakek Alakin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 105, Red Magnetic Serpent. The mantra, the code for today is, I unify in order to survive. Attracting instinct, I seal the store of life force. With the magnetic tone of purpose, I am guided by the power of my own power doubled. So, beloved beings of light, with these powerful energies and portal openings and intense waves of light, let us know in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your visions, your dreams, your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications on future uploads. Also, if you're already subscribed, be sure to check off that bell. Many people are getting unsubscribed from this channel automatically from YouTube or something. I don't know if it's a glitch in the matrix or what, but people have been contacting me about this. And as always, we have a link in the description below of the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd like to also thank everyone for your support on Patreon. I'd like to welcome and thank Divine Sister of the Light, Cecilia. Thank you for your pledge. And I'd also like to thank Divine Bro Star of the Light, Rex. Thank you also for your pledge. And everyone else that is supporting our work and mission with Prime Disclosure. If you'd like to make a pledge, support our work, you can go to patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. And for those that are patrons already, we uploaded a sacred ceremony, shamanic ceremony with Grandfather Spirit Bear posture of healing, protection, and transformation. You can view that on Patreon. That link will also be in the description below. Now, as we walk through these great portals of activation and awakening, part of our mission is to hold the sacred space for all sentient beings of pure consciousness. Now, I know there's this seemingly rift in consciousness that is happening now. It may seem an intensification of the separation programming, which is playing out in this game of life. But know that anything that we experience externally that causes any negative emotions, there is a link internally. That is why through these layers, it's like layers and levels of an onion till we get to that still core, that center, the kingdom of heaven that is within yourself. I tell people daily as I teach that No being of light, such as yourself, needs a middleman or middle person to connect you to source. You are already connected. These are the things when we journey within. Seek ye the kingdom of heaven within. The kingdom of heaven is that pure bliss, that pure love, true light, the clear light of bliss, the peace, the harmony, the joy that connects you to your highest self, which is what we call Buddha consciousness or Christ consciousness or cosmic consciousness. So on this journey within, we go through and through and through each doorway, each level, each layer, until we completely and fully merge with our original mind, which we call pure awareness, or the unborn mind of Buddha. Zen Master Benkei would say, all things are perfectly resolved in the unborn mind of Buddha. And that is beyond the void, beyond the stillness. We journey through that 0 point, what Dr. Walter Russell would call the still, white, magnetic light at the center of all things. That is the center of you, your vessel, your awareness, your consciousness. And that is the Stargate, the sacred portal that connects you to the divine, the divinity within. 1111 coming in right now, 1111 portal, to synchronize and symbolize that gateway, the internal gate, what in Zen Buddhism we call the gateless gate. The gate is the false mind or the false self that manifests doubt, it manifests fear, manifests the separation programming through duality. So we resolve all these things by seeking that stillness within, the silence, and through that portal. It is experiential, that is your direct connection, and that is the only way, the way in, we call the Tao. The Tao is the source, and the Tao also represents the way, or the I am presence. I am the way, the truth, and the life, or the light. These are all synonymous or synchronic. You can use whatever words you like that resonate with you, and then ultimately drop them all. We let it all go. That is part of the freedom codes, the final codes, the omega point that we have all reached on this great journey, this great adventure. The Hindu will say Brahma falls asleep, all for the joy of waking up. Another symbol of this concept is you cannot open an open door. So the opening itself is also a simulation. But that is all part of this game we created. What Alan Watts would say, the game of hide-go-seek. Let us hide into our own creation and then spend our life seeking that which is hidden. We call the hidden jewel or the hidden gem, which is your conscious, pure awareness of infinite light and infinite life. So have a beautiful and blessed day. Keep shining your light brightly into the night. Earth angels of the new earth. I love you all. Namaste.